Hello! I'm probably Mothman, I think. And you're you, I hope. And this is Valheim. Of that I'm sure. The music agrees. Maybe it doesn't. It agrees distantly. It can't make up its mind. The music is unsure. But I am. Trust me. I'm Mothman. Probably. Probably not that Mothman. We have some options. If you were not here last time, we beat the Elder. This is good. We need to now find some swamps. This is good. We don't necessarily know where the swamps are. This is not bad, but is a mild, bit of a mild problem until we actually find them. My thinking is that I take a swamp key, I take some poison resistance mead just so that I am safe when I get there. Might even just do half. And I have enough resources here for a portal back. And enough wood for like a workbench to, you know, actually build the portal. And I'm honestly thinking that we just go out for a bit of an ocean ride and see what we can find. Now, that being said, I am going to really quickly make, I guess, what I am going to consider a panic chest. I'll do it at Beacon, though. Though we're not going to be setting off from Beacon. If you recall, we left our boat sort of near the Elder, and I don't fully feel like fishing out enough resources to do that again. And if you notice, this place looks a little different. This is part of that boring work that I said I was going to take care of at the end of last session. This is not the intended Hall of Doors. This is just I wanted a little bit more space for a portal or two. We have one going to first lamp now, with second lamp right next to it. And inside here we have a portal that leads to the proper Beacon now, instead of possibly port, and a portal that goes to the Elder. I have a tendency that when I'm naming portals after bosses, I just do the boss's name followed by gate. There's not usually enough room for all of the boss's names, so sometimes it'll be things like Bone Gate. But long and short, we are going to hop on over to the Elder. I'm gonna grab our boat and get going. But first, sorry. I know I got distracted there in the middle talking. We want to make a little chest over here at Beacon so that we can leave a few goodies behind. This is primarily so that if I meet a watery grave, I'm not losing, say, my cultivator. We already have a spare key for the swamps back at second lamp, so I'm not grievously worried about that. And we do have like a second antler pickaxe. It would be sad to lose these things, but I'm also not planning on dying. I just want to be prepared for stupid things to happen. So, that bearing in mind, we're good here. We're repaired as we can be. We're going to hop back through the portal, go through the Elder Gate, and hop on our boat there. This might just be a lot of quiet sailing, to be totally honest with you. I might stop talking for extended periods, or maybe I'll talk incessantly the entire time. I don't know yet. But, if it's just an hour of sailing in Valheim, then, hey, this will be a pretty chill one if you're trying to fall asleep. I say that now, and it might be like the most combat-heavy, like manic, like crazed panic episode ever. Yeah, we're just gonna scooch on by them dwarves, but we are going to grab ourselves some berries. Yep. Is my boat still here? Yes, my boat is still here. Nice. How is my boat's health? My boat's health is full. Alright. Well, we don't have a particular direction in mind, so I guess we'll just go with the wind and try not to get eaten by sea monsters. If it weren't for the fact the wind is really blowing me directly against it, well, I might be able to ride back down that way. I was thinking of trying to go this way and map out the starting continent. Oh, well, heck! I guess I didn't need to go far for a swamp. Alright, I might... Well, before I go crazy far then, maybe I should take just a little peek-see through that. Okay. Let's slow down our approach a little bit there, bucko. And we'll just kind of nestle gently against the rocks there. Lovely. Alright, let's move boat temp up here. And we're gonna put Elder Gate there, so we know that's there. So the good thing is then that is a way for us to get back and forth. Like, it's not perfect, but I could definitely, like, draw a path from... I just think I see a structure in this one. I could definitely, like, draw a path from Elder Gate down to, down to the swamp. That said, sometimes swamps are tiny, sometimes they're kind of big, so I have no idea if this one's actually going to have, like, good resources in it. Put the spear. Swalp. Got some Draugr out in the water. I don't think that there tends to be anything in these. A little bit of fine wood from the furniture, I suppose. Ooh. 1 standing stone and 2 onions. No, turnips. Onions are the mountain. Alright, yeah, I'm going to be a little cautious about, like, stopping to read some of this stuff. Because it might get feisty. Fear not that the gods have abandoned you. Valheim drifts from the world tree, and the Vanir cannot come in arms to this world, but still they watch from afar. Keep them ever in your mind. If your faith is strong, they may send you a sign. Ooh, that is a pile of bodies. We're gonna do this the safe way, with an arrow and some distance. Alright, well, we had like a sunken building over there that might be worth a wee bit of a check-in. Oh, heck. Ooh. Yeah, we are not gonna deal with that. At least not close up. I dislike the Draugr body piles. I know that they can be turned into a decent, like, entrails farm. But I have to say, one of my least favorite aspects of them is they're just a little too low to hit with a spear, and that really is one of my favorite weapons for earlier in the game. Two-star leech, fun, don't go in the water is what I am sensing. I'm gonna put some of that wood down, and I think we're going to try and fight this leech. This should probably illustrate, if you're unfamiliar with the durability of two-star creatures, how fucking chunky they are. But they also give you so many resources on death, it's very worth the fight. So my resources are full. I have a way to go back pretty quickly, but I would love to be able to run around and see if there's actually sunken crypts here. Because if there aren't, then this swamp isn't going to do me much good. Sort of like that one strip of black forest. I'm a bit worried that on the far side over there, it's just going to lead back up to some plains or something. It seems like it's registering as meadows over there, curiously enough. Oh, hello, though. Talk about sunken crypts. Can we come up here? Yes, we can. Interesting. Okay. So... Alright, I think we'll try to take them out and get that portal set up on top of this sunken crypt. I don't know that this is going to be like the swamp that we fully build in, because it seems like it's shaped a little bit goofy. In the sense of, like, I don't know if it's going to have the room to spawn a bunch of sunken crypts. Oh, wait for that stamina regen to tick. This is why the swamp is actually a difficult area, because you have to deal with being wet, which means very low stamina regen, and if you've run out of rested, like I just did, it's, sort of a whole thing. I am not going to hop down there without a mace, though. Crafting workbench. There's one of these. Pull this back out. Definitely, as soon as it gets cold, I need to bugger off. Kind of fun that I can pick that up. Oh, do the oozes drop iron? Interesting. Okay, I did not know they did that. Alright, so it seems like it just takes back to meadows, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, we're not gonna name it anything. We're still vaguely in exploration mode. There's a part of me that kind of wants to sail around the outside of it just to see what the size is, but also kind of thinking it might just arc back into itself in a weird way. For now, I think we are just going to sort of throw everything in here. Now we are going to pop back to second lamp to lose the wet debuff for a second and get rested back. Once we have that, I guess it's just kind of a choice of either we keep sailing around or we try to investigate this area a little further, because it seems like there's some more swamp out this way, and maybe there's resources there. But it seemed like it was kind of gonna turn into a bit of a gully there and just kind of end. So I don't know, I'm hoping that the rest of that area is a little bit larger. I don't think that, I guess ideally I'd love to throw down the base in a swamp with bone mass in it, but I won't know where that is until I start going into sunken crypts to find the Vegvaseer. Okay, maybe the thing to do is to just hop into underground there. Okay. So, alright, my thinking is just, I suppose I would like to set up in the same sphere as bone mass, but I guess I also didn't do that for the Elder. I just want to make sure that whatever swamp I'm setting up in has enough resources abounding in it to make the... I don't know what I'm trying to say, like make the area good. If I put a lot of work into making a nice swamp base and it turns out there's nothing in this swamp and I just have to travel to other places via portal anyway, it feels eh. Like, Second Lamp is in a very large swath of Black Forest, and like we found plenty of burial crypts, there was plenty of copper, there are a couple spawners. You know, it feels like I can go back to Second Lamp, do stuff later, and it's still going to be relevant. With stuff like the swamp, I just want to make sure that it's actually... you know, it's actually going to have the resources that we need. Just double checking what I've got here. Key. Ideally I do enjoy bringing torches into these experiences, but I also have to kind of recognize the limited nature of kind of needing both hands for dungeon delving. So we're going to come in here and we're going to hope that we can find... oh, that's many. Oh, that's so many! Holy hell! Woohoo, okay. Poison resistance to start off with. I've got as much food as I can. I'm going to wait for my health to regen just a little bit. I know the rain didn't help with that. But I wasn't expecting like 3 Draugr and a blob. Let's do one more health tick. There we go. Okay. Oh, that seems rude as shit. Okay, I think I took it out, though. And only they can get up here. So that's fine. Okay. Check to the left. Check to the right. Before I collect anything, I just want to make sure that we don't have any more enemy spawns happening. We don't. Cool. Alright. Yeah. So this, if you haven't been to these before, it works a little bit like the burial crypts in terms of, at least I like to do them like the burial crypts. You can sort of put a hand to the wall and sort of maneuver around to make sure you clear everything, but deep in there are chambers that can have like Vegvasir and things like that. Though you deal a lot more with like getting in water, which I'm not into that much. I feel like this water would not smell kosher. I feel like I would have deep concerns. Now that I don't like seeing too much. Oh dear. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. If you're gonna come out, you need to fight me up on this ledge. Haha. So that's kind of an unfortunate little dip there. Anything on the other side of it that I can see? Okay, I don't think so. My hope is just that there's not like another Draugr Elite standing here. Okay, we good. We good. Alright, and prepare yourselves to go in and out just a lot. Again, I know I play on a higher resource rate, but that's just kind of the nature of these places. You'll be just making a lot of trips in and out. Actually, if I was smart... Well, I was gonna say I could always make like a little chest up here. But I think the best thing for me to do is just keep popping through and fill up the cart for now, since it'll have to get transported anyway later. Though the cart is looking mighty full. Maybe we take some of this and just kind of get that situated. Okay, so I have significantly less room here than I thought I did. Unfortunately. Put some ancient bark up here, though. We have a few places we can put a couple of things, but I think I've just immediately realized I'm not going to have the space here fully to sort some of this stuff. We're going to take iron, and we are going to really quickly grab just enough wood for a chest. We're going to put it by the second lamp gate for now. And we'll let that be where we store the iron. It's not perfect. Doesn't need to be. Now I might... A couple things I might put in there are like seeds, the chains, and then the iron. I think everything else is okay to kind of exist in here and get sorted later. And that's just because those will eventually migrate that way anyway. We're about half out of arrows. Wait, no, this is the right one. We're about half out of arrows, so we'll see how long we keep this up. My inclination is to do the most tedious path first, and considering this one has a little swimming element, I'm going to go out on a limb and call this the most tedious path. The sunken crypts always kind of remind me of the sewer levels from Ratchet and Clank. Gods, I think it was the second or the third game. There's like a whole sewer section. They have the plumber as a recurring character from the first game, but there's like a whole section where it's just basically a sewer system on a planet. And you can go there really early and run around and like collect a bunch of gems from it that are worth like a pretty penny to the guy, but it takes some serious firepower to get through most of it, and I don't think you can get through all of it until you have some specific boots. Like the magnet boots, or whatever they call them in that iteration. This would be a little bit easier with a light source, but... I don't think I'm doing too bad. I would have loved to have found the merchant before this, only so that I could have gotten that belt that gives you more carry. Ah, lovely. And as a fun little fact, if you only carve the corners of this stuff away, you get a nice little slot that's pretty okay to shoot through. Three piles in here. Starting to think this may be the longest path. We're going to let the iron build up in here, and I will collect it before I leave, since this is sort of the last spot before little swimming section. When you're hitting these, you basically have a few different things you can get. One of them is the withered bones, which is... or withered... what's it called? Is it just like withered remains? I may have already picked it up. Withered bone, which is what you need for the bone mass fight, but if I recall, you need a lot more of them than previous boss fights. I think you need like 10 to summon bone mass. So I think they're a little bit more generous with their spawn rate to begin with. Pickaxe broke. How can I take a full stack? No, I cannot. Full stack of iron's too heavy. Can I take like 3 more? Yes, I can. Can I take like 3 more? Yes, I can. Can I take like 1 more? Yes, I can, but only that. Okay. Now, I suppose... I'm gonna get an okay amount of iron from this, I know. I think we'll go ahead and just take all of this back to second lamp real quick. I'm having some internal debates because I now have iron, which means that I can now set up stone cutters. This is great. I've been waiting for stone cutters for a while. Now, I'm gonna have to forge some. Or, pardon me, I need to smelt some. But once I do that, and have enough here to smelt a fair amount, I don't think I have. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the 5, I'd rather smelt a full stack. I'm a little bit out of coal. Okay, you know, that's probably okay in the cosmic scheme of things. Let me go repair my stuff here. I'm thinking that maybe I finish looting this crypt. Because if I do, then I'll have whatever resources are plentiful there within. Number 1. Do I have like a seed? I'll call this the seed chest. But I'll have plenty of those resources, number 1. Number 2, I would have the hope that that would be just enough to get started with all the building I want to do and all the various like knickknacks I want to make here and there. But I don't think it's so much that it's going to stop me from having to still build a base in the swamp. But I feel like if I get that iron, and all my stuff is back up, I feel like if I get that iron, though, and I get like a 1 crypt's worth of it, that will give me a really strong head start for getting a base built in the swamp somewhere I need it built. Does that make sense? Oh, did I manage to come in here before I got wet? Aw, heck yeah. I'm immediately gonna get wet anyway, because I have to dive through here. But this is why we made sure to get the rested buff. We'll leave the iron in there. I don't know how much more we're going to generate on this route, so best to keep the storage full for the moment. Any immediate hankiness? No, I don't think so. Nope. Okay, that just leads to the collapsed tunnel up there. Alright, so that is actually the end of this side then. That's actually pretty great. Ooh, I am just a touch overweight. Can I get through water? Yes, I can. Okay. I think what we'll do is, since we're gonna have to make 2 trips anyway real quick, I am just gonna go half and half here. Is it night? I think it is night in the swamp. I may want to leave. There are some things that spawn in the swamp more often at night that I don't want to deal with. So I'm going to not. I know ideally I'd be underground, but clearly I need to move some resources back and forth, so we're just gonna give ourselves a little nap and not worry about it too much. We'll drop down the ore first though, so I'm not worrying about it. And looks like I do have plenty of wood to make like a quick chest on top of the... There's like a little mini structure I tend to do when I do sunken crypts that I didn't build this time, but I think I might take the wood and just build it real quick. Just a set of stairs, so if I'm over encumbered, I can actually like walk up them when I get out. Well, walk up is maybe a little bit generous, but you'll see the vision. Day 74. Time flies. I realize the synopsis for this this particular session probably boils down to I promise we're about to go sailing and we don't. But just think of all the cool iron lamps we're gonna be able to make. It's gonna be great. Is it not morning? Alright, I believe there was a drop auger somewhere here? Ah, yes. There you are. Okay, I don't fully want to load up on these materials, but I do also realize this presents a nice opportunity for me. And that opportunity is just throwing a chest up here, mainly. And maybe using some of that resin for a little bit of extra light. The other opportunity is a fun little thing that we can put inside. As if you recall from the burial crypts, we can just throw down a campfire in here, which means that we can dry off. Now, it's probably not going to do us a lot of good against some of the other areas here, but, you know. All bets help. Again, the ideal would be that we go through one of these chambers and find a Vegvasir for bone mouth, so that we know where they are. But I think even just the base reward of the iron will be plenty. Probably do the same thing we did in the other room and like load up iron into this chest so that we can gather until our pickaxe is out. Also, for what it's worth, another point in the antler pickaxes category, I suppose. Can I put a workbench in here? Can't be placed in a dungeon. Damn. Alright. I was gonna say, another point in the pickaxes column again is like, if I put a, like a regular workbench outside up on the roof, I can just repair it there and actually have to run all the way back. Doesn't look like anything violent on the other side. I've mostly seen the Vegvasir spawn in these like little treasure chambers. It's not like a guaranteed thing in any of these. Like this is a dead end because you can see the stones. But like it's a like a hallway with a couple chests on either side, or it's got like nooks for chests, but it's like a random chance for them to spawn with chests in the nooks, or like if it's just an item or nothing Vegvasir. I think I actually found one once that had like 2 Vegvasirs spawn in it. So that particular group of people really wanted to know where the Elder was at all times. Alright, so we're going. I think this is the last. Right? Okay, so that's blocked off there. But I'm also kind of going that way now. This, I think, is the last bit of muddy scrap in here. I don't know if there's further, how much room I got for iron. Okay, I'll start with that. Where did you go? Okay, that's rude as hell. Aim your rocks at me, not the architecture. Yeah, you know what? I need just a little bit more wood to finish this place. Ah, some bitch. Not even enough wood for a roof. Yes, it is. Lovely. Okay, let's give ourselves a floorboard there so I'm not mildly losing my mind the entire time. And we'll throw some extra walls around, though I'm not entirely sure why they are not lining up. Oh, because they're not lined up, that's why. Okay. There we go. Come on. If you want to fight, fight me. If you don't, stop knocking on the door. Alright. That goes nowhere, this goes somewhere. Central platform, we have something further that way. Goes nowhere. That we know goes to the front area, but it's blocked off. Oh yeah, here's one of the little treasure rooms. No Vegvasir, but looks like we got a chest and some withered bones. 2 chests. And some more scrap. Okay. Then let's just keep mining. It may seem like I'm getting a lot of iron. It's gonna probably disappear into builds and real quick. Oh gods, especially the road project. Since I want to run around and pave the roads, I'll need a woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, hello, full stack of iron. Might as well grab that stack of iron too while I'm over encumbered. That's just gonna be like 2 iron workbench instead of like just the just having to deal with the stone. Or not the stone, the heck. The wood for like those workbenches. Like just the bog standard ones. Why can't I jump? There we go. Alright. And this is why I do this, because I can throw stuff up onto it, so monsters still can't path onto it, but it's low enough I can huck a few things, do my little snail shuffle up the ramp, and then head back in. So since we have so much mining left to do. I'm not going to complain about having a little bit more to mine anyway, because that's every room we reveal is a chance for another Vegvasir, so you know, gonna take what I can get. Ooh, another full stack of iron. Okay, definitely not complaining about that. What was the last item in there? Cash. I don't care about the Great Orphies. I have many of those, and the HOAs, I think, going to continue to bother me. They followed me to the swamp, frankly, which I feel is kind of targeted, but, you know, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, so. Might as well make use of the wood. A few stacks of iron so far. I'm honestly rather pleased by that. Oh yeah, heck, that's 4 full stacks and 2 extra bitlins. Might be prudent to try to alleviate a few other items though. Let's do another chest. Oh. One moment. Knock at the door, edit this out. Cut back in here.
Sorry about that. Had a knock in the door. Had to go see who it was. Folks from the power company trying to get us to switch over to whatever different supplier they have. In mildly scammy ways. Not to worry about. Alrighty. How much stuff do we have still knocking around back here? We have this big old thing. We have a few grade war 5s left there. Does this go anywhere, or does it lead to rocks? It leads to rocks. Okay, so we have... We'll do a quick double check to make sure I'm not missing any mud, but... we have full clear at this point, then. Lovely. That does mean that there's no Vegvasir. Sad. But plenty of resources, and that was probably the more important thing. Besides, this gives me a good reason to, like I said, still go, you know, explore the swamps and find more sunken crypts to delve into and plumb for secrets. But with that all taken care of, we can turn our attention back the other way. 1380 out of 300. I'm doing fine. Knees aren't slowly cracking as we speak. No siree. I'm sort of inclined to just kind of slam dunk this down into the cart, and... I was hoping I had just a little more stamina than that. My hope is to slam dunk this into the cart, and then from there just... you know... take stock of how much iron I actually got processed there. I need a heck load of charcoal if I'm going to be doing much with it, though. How much we got? 10. Okay. Iron greaves, various iron weapons, the iron axe, huntsman's bow. Very good to upgrade that. The iron mace we're definitely going to want as well for skeletons and even bone masses weak to bludgeoning. Food prep table. Stone cutter, smith sample. Forge tool rack. Cage floor, cage walls, iron wood poles. Just trying to remember all the things that got unlocked with iron. It is a fair bit. But in honor of us getting a little bit of a new crafting setup, why don't we make use of it? It'll be the last thing we take care of before we hop off for this little recording sesh, but we take a moment and find a home for this. Honestly, even just under here is probably fine. There we go. We now have a lot of our heavy building options available. But most importantly, we can actually come in and repair some of these walls. I don't think it is, again, the most grievous of concerns, but I think it does restore a little bit of color to the walls. And it makes me a little bit less worried for, like, random troll rocks getting through. And in fact, like, troll rocks getting through and hitting the, yeah, we'll go for the high stamina combo there. troll rocks getting through and hitting, like, the structures in here is absolutely the reason I built the wall the way that I did. But now we have this sort of nice openness available to us because, well, now stone structures in the world can actually be repaired. So when we go to areas like, you know, the swamp or the mountains where you have creatures that will, you know, be able to just utterly tear through stone, you know, we will have the ability to actually repair some of these places that we dive into instead of absolutely needing to build from the ground up or suffering, you know, weak wall syndrome. I hope that's not an actual thing. There we go. Second lamp's looking good. Gonna pop up to the roof just to give the some of the higher stone the same treatment. I'm happy with that. It's nice to see the it's nice to, I guess, see the life returning to the old stone. Yeah. Now the lattice, of course, makes it a little bit hard to see where stone is and isn't, but I think we're getting it just fine. Alright. I think that might be it. Oh, well, clearly not, but... Okay. Nice. Honestly, that's a pretty great concern off the shoulders. And again, it's just nice in general to have the ability to make stone cutters and futz around with stone again. I'll have to think about what I want to do with it first, because I have a feeling I'm about to get waylaid in building again. Though I do think that one thing I will absolutely be using it for is the Hall of Doors. Because now that I have the stone cutter, it means that I can lay some foundations for that. So I think that may well be our goal. For now, we will just put those down there for lack of a better place to put them. But I think I will leave you here. We have discovered a new swamp up here after a very short sailing journey. Just up the coast. I think I saw this before, but I forgot about it. Mark that off since we have already technically been there, but yeah, I'll probably spend a little bit of time exploring the swamp. I don't know if I'm going to do that recorded or not, just because it's going to just be me running around. I think once I have the Hall of Doors open, one thing that I am going to do is fill out the starting continent. Just make a point to run around, fill out the map. Don't really resource collect. I might berry pick, but you know, leave resources alone and try to just line out the size of the continent and maybe do the same here, or at least sail around it so I can see what areas we're working with. But I need to... I want to decide where I want to do my next base. I know I still need to work on Beacon, I still need to work on Stonegate. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on building those to serve purposes. Stonegate, Hall of Doors, and Beacon being a safe place to throw my ships. And then from there, I'll figure it out. But thank you for joining me on this journey as I took the shortest boat ride ever, and I hope to see you on the next journey when I figure it out, I guess. But be kind to each other. Peace and love, everybody. Take it easy.